Hello from Aunt Mimi's palatial estate. It is the Kevin Podcast Show, the Kevin Podcast Show Studios. I'm your host, Kevin Marshall. Thank you for tuning in. Listen to me now. I want you to hit that like button, hit subscribe. We're going to send these out over the YouTubes and do it free for a while, see what happens. My guest today is my sister. She's going to play the BLACKJACK Questionnaire, 21 questions to figure out just where she stands. All right. Hello, Carolyn.
Hello.
This is my sister. So, a lot of these questions I'm going to be asking, of course, I'm going to already know the answer to, but this is for the audience, so don't feel redundant. All right. What's your name?
My name is Carolyn,
Okay.
aka Aunt Mimi,
Aunt
aka
Mimi.
Grandma Mimi to be.
And why is your name Carolyn?
My name is Carolyn. I was named after my Aunt Dixie and my Aunt Betty. Betty Faye, Dixie Carolyn, and I'm Carolyn Faye.
I didn't know that Dixie's middle name was Carolyn.
Her middle name was Carolyn.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I asked these questions. There you go. And what is it that you do for a living? What's your job?
I am an on-site notary and a purchasing agent for a company that designs restaurants.
All right. That sounds...
More or less. I'm an operations manager, logistics manager. It's my official title.
You wear a lot of hats, in other words.
Exactly.
All right. So, how old were you when you left your home?
When I left Mom and Daddy's home?
Yeah. How old were you?
You mean to college or like
No,
for
when you
good?
moved out, when you came out on your own, became an adult, how old were you?
Well, after college, I would say I was 19, almost 19.
19?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty young.
Yeah, it was. Pretty young looking back. I didn't think so at the time.
Of course not. When we're 19, we know everything.
Exactly.
And where were you born?
I was born in Lexington, North Carolina. I'm a Tar Heel.
Yeah. Go
Only
Vols.
by about 2 weeks, so I think Mama just happened to be over there. Daddy was in the military, and I think she was over there visiting her sister, who was also living over there, and I think she went into labor, and
Did she go into labor early, or?
I don't think so, because I remember her saying that she drank, put castor oil in orange juice and walked around the block to go into labor.
So she meant to go into labor.
Probably maybe so that Daddy could be there, maybe because she was closer to Daddy while he was in the
you.
military.
Okay. Okay, and question 5. Why did you choose your job?
Why did I choose my job? The job I'm at now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the job I had previously, the offices were closing and they were going to relocate to another county, and I didn't particularly want to move to that county. I was offered this job through a mutual friend, and it was a lot more money than what I was making, and a lot more benefits, and a lot better health insurance. And because I'm getting older, that was a big consideration for me. So that was that, and the freedom to flex and kind of be my own boss was kind of the factoring deal breaker for me.
Cool. Okay. All right, that's our first 5 questions. So that leads us to our first break. And, of course, this is where we play our game. Carolyn, here's your 5 dice. I want you to roll them,
Okay.
total them up, and write down your total over there on your pad. Don't let me see what it is.
All right.
Wish we had some music to play, dice rolling music of some kind. We do not.
Oh, my gosh, the ink pen won't work.
Well,
Okay, I'll remember what it is. Let me just...
All right, we'll pause for 10-second station identification while we, get another pen. And we're back after that station identification. I hope all the affiliate stations out there got their words in. I told you about the weather and the traffic. And now it's my turn to roll the dice, if you'll hand them over this way.
All righty.
All right, and give me the aforementioned pencil that we didn't have. Let me total this up. All right, there's my score written down.
Okay.
All right, now on to question number 6. If you could do any other job in the world, what would you do?
Besides being retired?
Yeah, besides being retired. If you know.
Probably, gosh, that's a tough one.
Any job.
Any job in the
Anything.
world.
Instantly trained and ready to go.
I probably want to be a music promoter or someone who discovers talent and promotes talent.
Oh.
Something to do with music, because I have a good ear for what people like about music. I mean, it may be something I don't even like, but I've always been able to listen to a song or music and know instantly if somebody's going to receive it well or not. And I'm always on the money on it. So
Wow.
something to do with that.
Maybe you should have started out with that.
I kind of wish I had of
Went
now.
to Nash Vegas or something.
No, I couldn't be a singer or a musician or anything like that, but I've always had a good ear for music. And if I hear a song one time and I like it, I know it's going to be a hit. And if I hear a song, even if it's something I don't even like, I can tell whether or not it's going to be a hit and pretty much what age group it's going to be a hit with.
Wow. So if anybody's out there and want to give her a job, there you go.
That and or maybe a songwriter. I've always wanted to try my hand at that too, but oh well.
All right, question number 7. If you could live anywhere in the world, wouldn't cost you a dime to live, if you could live anywhere in the world for 1 year, free, everything paid for, meals, travel, rent, everything for 1 year, where would you live?
So many places to choose from. I probably would like to go maybe to Ireland or Scotland, one of those countries, and live in the countryside, or maybe the French countryside, maybe.
Not the French.
Well, let's say Ireland or Scotland. There you go.
Well, that's up to you. For me, not French. Not France. I like their fries, and I like their toast, but I don't like their country. Anyway.
They do have some pretty French countryside, though. It's really pretty.
Okay, congratulations, Carolyn. You have just won the lottery. You have $10 million tax-free.
Woo!
What is the very first thing you do?
The very first thing I do is go get a fireproof safe.
To keep your $10 million in?
To keep the $10 million in.
Right, Jade Clampett, that's what
Yes.
you do.
I'd probably put it in the trunk of my car to make sure it was okay.
Don't carry around $10 million in the trunk of your car? God.
Well, I'd sign it first.
Not the ticket. I'm talking about you've got the cash. What would you do with the cash?
Oh, what would I do with the cash?
Yeah.
Well, besides driving to
she's
a
kind
lottery
of a
place.
dumbass, folks.
Well, besides driving to a lottery place and just taking
Yeah.
a vacation day because you want to make sure the ticket's valid and everything.
Right. No, you've already went through the process. You have won $10 million tax free. You're done. Here's your check. Here's $10 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
First thing I do is give my kids some money.
Okay.
And maybe you.
Maybe me.
Maybe a little for you. I put some money back for my nephews and for my future grandson. Pay off all my bills, of course. I'd go buy a new vehicle, but not like a real fancy one. Just maybe $5,000 or $6,000 more than what I would normally pay for a car, which is not much. But I'd get a pretty decent vehicle. I'd probably build me a house in Chattanooga, or get a condo or something like that. And then I'd also get one close to my son and daughter-in-law in the Knoxville area or wherever they happen to be at the time, because my son moves around a lot. And I think I would take all my cousins and my baby cousins on a family cruise. I think that would be fun. Take all the cousins and their little kids and grandkids and just rent a boat.
Yeah, that would be good.
And take the whole family on a family reunion cruise.
That'd be awesome.
And then I'd put some money back, of course, and fix my house up and all the stuff. And then I'd probably give money to the Shriners, money to St. Jude's. And then I'd put the rest of it in the bank and just mete it out to people as I met them and, maybe see somebody in the paper or whatever and give money anonymously. I wouldn't give anything.
Right. Okay, you mentioned the Shriners, which is not part of course, part of the 21 questions, but if a lot of people know this story or know part of the story. When you were very small, you were burned, and the Shriners took care of you.
Yes, they did.
Do you care to tell that short story?
I was 23 months old, and believe it or not, I do remember a very small part of the happening. That's the earliest memory I have. But I was a little less than a month shy of 2 years old. I was at my grandmother's country store building, and my dad was there. My mother and my mom and dad were there. And he was going to my grandfather's farm, which was down the road, to help feed some cows and do some other stuff.
That would be, you were at Dad's mom's place.
Grandma Marshall.
And you were going, he was going to...
Grandpa Seals, Dad Seals' place.
Yeah, our mother's father's place.
And I think I don't know the particulars of the story, but from what I've been told, I think he was taking some feed and mixing it in with some hot boiling water to take it to the cows or to like a baby calf or something maybe. Anyway, he had a vat of boiling water that my grandmother had boiled for him, or he had boiled on my grandmother's stove, and I wanted to go with him to the farm. And he wouldn't let me go, and of course, in typical Carolyn fashion, I threw a fit and started, throwing a fit, and I tripped over something and fell into the vat of water. And I had a wool sweater on, and of course, it was I had third-degree burns over most of my body. And the one thing I remember about that is they put me in the car, of course, and started speeding toward Knoxville. I think maybe they went to Morristown first. I don't know where they went, but the only thing I do remember about that is lying in Mama's lap in the front seat of the car. And I can remember looking up at her, and she was hysterical. She was crying, and she was uncontrollably crying. She was hysterical. And I remember reaching up and touching her cheek and laughing at her and trying to make her, because it upset me because I saw her like that.
Right.
But later on, Mom told me I was in shock. Of course I was in shock. I was probably about dead. But I just remember that instance of looking up at her and being upset, seeing her upset, and touching her face. And years later, it's so funny that I mentioned this to Mama and told her about that. And she goes, "I cannot believe you remember that." And I said, "That's the only part of it I remember." She said that exactly happened, and I put my hand on her face, and that I was trying to calm her down. But she said you were in shock. You didn't, And I guess apparently she said when I got to the hospital, of course I don't remember this, of course, but by the time they got me to the hospital, they said when they took the sweater off of me, all my skin came off. And I lost a lot of fluid, and, of course, I was in intensive care for weeks and weeks and weeks. So people in the community were giving blood and all that stuff and everything. But I do remember that one moment, and for a while I thought I just maybe dreamed it or something, but Mama confirmed years later. She couldn't believe I remembered that, but she said that absolutely happened.
See, I've never asked you that story, to tell that story, and I appreciate you telling it, because, that's a pretty personal situation.
Well, the Shriners helped out, and I think that may have been one of the factors that set our dad on the path that he had.
Oh, I know it was. He's told
exactly.
that story in the lodge several times. Like every year they do the shrine paper sale, and then while he was in the lodge, he would say, this is how, because he just wanted to join the shrine, and of course you have to go in the Masonic lodge before you can become a Shriner, and so he went down that path, and he fell in love with the Masonic lodge, of course, and that's a whole another episode.
Right, because the Masons and the Shriners too, and the Masons especially do a lot of things people don't even know about.
Sure.
They do a lot of charity work that they never take credit for. And the Shriners, of course, back when I had all that done for a couple of years after that, I'd have to go to UT Hospital every week. Mm-hmm. And they would take those old things in these sterile silver containers, and they would take these tongs that have like gloves on and masks and all this stuff, and they'd have to dress the wounds and stuff. And now they've come a long way, and they can do a lot more now than they did then.
Well, it's amazing what they did then. So.
Yeah, but I almost died.
Well, I appreciate you sharing that. That's an amazing story.
Yeah.
And just one other thing about it, I will say that I've always heard that they were boiling the water to kill hogs. They were going to.
Well, that could have been it. They
were
very
gonna,
well could have been it.
Because when you kill hogs, the way they used to do it, they pour the hot water across the carcass and then shave the hair off the hog before they butcher it. So that's what I had been told. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
That sounds more likely.
Yeah,
given that it was cold, and we always killed hogs when it was cold.
Yeah,
and I had a wool sweater on, so that makes more sense, really.
Suffice it to say, there was a big pot of boiling water, and you fell in it.
I fell in it.
So there you go. Okay. All right. Well, we got off on a tangent there. It's okay.
Okay.
Question number 9. If aliens from another planet landed, how would you react?
That's funny you asked me that, because I just watched a couple of documentaries on aliens just this past weekend. How would I react? Well, I guess if I came in contact with them face to face, and I'd probably try to be nice to them, invite them, to come into my house.
You wouldn't be afraid of them?
No, I don't think I'd be afraid of aliens.
I don't think it would be. Of course, you'd always have an abundance of caution anytime you meet somebody new, but I don't think that it would be the first thing on my mind to be afraid.
I don't think I'd be afraid if I met them personally myself. Now,
I'd be fascinated.
However, if the government said the aliens are coming, it would depend on how they presented it, too, of course, how that goes. But I'm not one to trust the government that much, so I'd probably make my own judgments. I'd be curious and fascinated, because I think there are aliens, and I think even the Bible talks about there's, the Bible specifically talks about terrestrial and celestial beings. And so, I think you're pretty naive and pretty arrogant to think that,
we're the only ones.
That God doesn't have other creatures in other realms or other realities or other wherever.
Right. Okay, it's a good thing that you're.
I think I'd be curious.
I think you're accepting of alien culture, because now an alien has came down. This is question number 10. An alien has came down, and this is, Carolyn, I will grant you a superpower you may choose. What would your superpower be, and why?
What would my superpower be, and why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for selfish reasons, I would want to say I could eat all I want and not get fat. But, of course, I would not do that, because I'm always trying to think of somebody else. So, I would say the power to read minds, but I have a pretty good gift of discernment now, and I can kind of tell what people are thinking and doing and their agendas. I'm pretty good at that. So, I'm going to say fly.
That would be a good one.
I would really like to go to different places and
save on
or
airfare.
Teleportation or whatever, just to be able to, to fly up in the clouds and see, Mount Everest and all the oceans and all the other countries, and just to be able to see everything.
Right.
So I'd say flying.
All right. That was the question number 10. So it's time for another break and round 2 of the world famous dice game here on the KPS. All right, Carolyn, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go ahead.
All right, here I go. That didn't scare anybody. All right, here we go. Your turn. Here.
All right. Do I add this to the other
You do,
number?
but just put them in a column. You don't have to add them yet. It's up to you, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
All right, you got it?
Yeah, I need a pen.
Oh, yeah, I've got the Super Sharpie over here.
All right.
All right, now, question number 11. What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow.
I love yellow. I do like pink and red. I love all colors, but I love yellow because it's so positive and bright and sunny, and I just think it's a beautiful color.
It is. It is.
Yellow.
What's your favorite?
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Amarillo in español.
Amarillo. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you know that song by, I think Don Williams sung it, Amarillo by morning.
Yeah. Is Amarillo... Amarillo is like a Texas town. Is that... Amarillo is yellow, Texas?
I believe I think that's the Spanish word for yellow.
Okay, well, we're going to say it is, and who's going to challenge us? I'm just saying. All right, what's your favorite sound? Question number 12. What's your favorite sound?
My favorite sound is children's laughter and babies' laughter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Kids laughing, babies laughing. That's just the best laughter in the world. It's the best medicine in the world.
It is. I
for
agree.
Depression, for a bad day at work, for too much idiot. You know, it's by far kids' laughter.
Okay. Question number 13. What's your favorite flavor?
Favorite flavor. I like anything with sage in it.
Sage?
Anything with sage.
Like sausage and stuff like that?
Sausage, sage, dressing. I even like scrambled eggs with a little sage in it. I like sage.
Okay, sage. All right. All right, number 14. What is your favorite book, movie, or song? Pretty much, what is your favorite media? What was something you like better than anything else?
Book, movie, or song? Well, my favorite, I'll just have to tell you my favorite of all three of those because my favorite book is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. She did a lot of books. She did The Rear Window. She did The Birds for Alfred Hitchcock, My Cousin Rachel, and all those. My favorite song is Love Hurts by Nazareth. Love that song. And what was the other one?
Book, movie, or song? Movie.
Favorite movie, that's a tie between Rain Man and Coal Miner's Daughter.
Wow, those are diverse.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 15, what is your favorite scent?
Probably, I'm going to say honeysuckle. I really love honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle's nice. Okay, that brings us to our next break. It is time for round 3 of the world-famous KPS Dice Game. Go ahead.
Right.
You go first.
All righty. What do we got going on here? All right.
She's totaling them up, folks. I don't have any totaling music or dice rolling music. All right, give me the pencil, as they say. All right. My roll wasn't much. Okay. Now we're back to the questionnaire number 16. These are easy, yes and no questions. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Yes-ish. Sorry.
Right. Yes-ish.
Yes-ish.
Okay.
I don't disbelieve in Bigfoot. I don't disbelieve in anything. But I would have to see it to believe it.
Okay. Do you believe in God?
Definitely, yes.
Okay. Number 18. Would you kill baby Hitler?
No.
If you could go back in time, baby Hitler, would you kill baby Hitler? You wouldn't kill baby Hitler.
Knowing what I know now? No, but I might kidnap him and bring him to America and bring him up in a different environment, hoping he'd be different. I don't think I could bring myself to kill a baby.
You know, that's an alternative right there that I've never thought about. Pretty unique. Okay.
A different environment.
Yeah, just kidnap the kid. You don't have to kill him. Just kidnap
bring him back.
Yeah.
Raise him.
Put him somewhere else.
Then he could become a millennial.
Take him to
work.
Take him to an orphanage in England, and he could say, "More. Could I have some more, please?" Okay. Number 20. Easy question. Chili, with or without beans?
With.
Okay. You're a good person.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is the blackjack question number 21. Blackjack question number 21. This would be a place where if we had sound effects, we'd add some sound effects. But we don't. So, here's the number 21 question. This is the blackjack question. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Listo.
If your significant other has confided in you that they have killed someone with these circumstances, that they would likely never be caught, and they have convinced you that the victim probably deserved it, and that the victim's family will not know that their loved one's fate unless you tell them. Unless you reveal this secret, the family of the victim will never know about their fate. But your significant other has convinced you that the victim probably deserved it, and that your significant other will likely never be caught. Do you tell?
I think that would depend on what the person that was killed did. If I knew for a fact that
they've convinced you that they probably deserve it.
That it's a credible. Okay.
Yeah.
By significant other, you mean husband, wife?
Right. Your husband. The person you love.
That's a tough question. Yeah. If I knew for a fact that person deserved it, but then you're saying that the victim's family doesn't know their fate, right. Meaning they think they're just missing.
Yeah,
right?
They'll never know that they were killed. They'll never have closure.
Wow, that's a tough choice, because now I'm trying to think of what I would do if I didn't know what would happen to one of my loved ones. Wow, tough. I think I would try to convince the significant other to turn themselves in and face the music.
But you wouldn't turn them in.
I can't say that for sure. I can't. I couldn't say that 100%. That's a question I just couldn't answer, and hope I never have to. Well, I know I won't have to now, but I would try to convince them to turn themselves in. Let them know that the circumstances, and
right.
Do the right thing by turning them in. I could never hurt somebody and keep it a secret myself.
All right.
Yeah, I think if they didn't, I might tell, but I wouldn't tell them I would tell, because then they might kill me.
Well,
so
that's something to think about.
Yeah.
You get.
That's a deep question.
It is a deep question. That's the whole thing. Okay.
I'm glad I will never have to face
final
that.
round of the world famous KPS dice game.
Okay.
So, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Ahead.
All right. Here we go. I need the pencil, please. Write down my score. All right. You go ahead and roll there, and I'm going to tally up my scores. We're going to find out who wins.
All right. All righty.
Do. Oh, sorry. Wow, that looks like a good roll. I can see your dice from here. I think I might be in the loser category for this one.
Okay, I have mine.
My guess final score is?
Mine is 72.
Wow. I've been defeated today. My final score was 58. I've been defeated by my guest.
Loser.
Carolyn Mahan. She's my sister. I thank her for being here today. I lose the world famous dice game score of 74 to 74.
72.
72. Doesn't matter. I scored 58. I lost.
Loser.
So there you go. Loser. Thank you so much for being here.
You are welcome, Donata.
Donata. Okay, folks. Don't forget, we're putting this up on YouTube, so hit the like and subscribe button and share it. Thank you all so much for listening.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. This is KPS. We're out.